Hey Maria, this is Mike from Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and here is your pretty Singer 99. I did find an old base for her, and it doesn't have a top. You can hunt for a top, or I have some pieces of another old base. If you have woodworking skills or know someone who does, it could be reassembled to have a nice little rounded top to put on it. I put just for this test, I put an original Singer crank on it. Your crank will be here and hopefully within the week. And this is the final test. So we're going to start by winding a bobbin, and your bobbin, of course, is under the slide plate here. There's a little button you push down, and your bobbin pops up, and you just lift it out. This bobbin's almost full, so I'm going to find an empty bobbin. Oh, also I found some attachments for you. Got a zipper foot and a darning foot and a couple other odds and ends in there and a few spare bobbins. And this is one of them. This particular one has some sort of code written in nail polish. I have no idea what it means. But somebody dabbed nail polish on it for some reason. But that won't slow it down or stop it from doing its job. To wind the bobbin, put your spool on the spool pin, go into this thread guide here, down to this, what is it? It's not a tension device, sort of a tension device. Kind of a combination thread guide and tension device. Go from the back of it into the bottom notch, then curl around into the top notch. Put your thread through one of the holes in the side of the bobbin. Put several wraps on it to hold the thread in place while the bobbin winds. And then with the thread going on over the outside this way, slide your bobbin onto the bobbin winder and turn the rubber tire until the little keeper pin goes into the hole in the side of the bobbin. Then you'll be able to push the bobbin winder down. It'll click into place there with the rubber tire contacting the hand wheel, and you're ready to wind the bobbin. Declutch your machine by turning the chrome knob in the center of the hand wheel towards you, a quarter turn, and that separates the hand wheel from the rest of the machine so the hand wheel can spin and wind the bobbin without making the rest of the machine cycle. So here we go. Winding bobbin. You see this little finger go back and forth, really in the thread down in a nice even pattern. No reason to go fast. Okay. There's a little lever in the back here. Push that lever and your bobbin winder will pop up away from the hand wheel. You'll be able to slide your bobbin off. Reclutch your machine by tightening the chrome knob. And then, with the thread coming off the top of the bobbin in this direction, let's see, I'm going to put the other bobbin back in. But with the thread coming off in this direction, drop it into the bobbin race, and there's a little slot right here. I'm going to guide your thread into that slot and pull it towards the back of the machine. Well, I'm not supposed to do that. I just broke the thread off. So guide your thread into that slot, pull it towards the back of the machine until you feel it click into place. Then when you pull on it, it just pulls straight up. It doesn't pull back out of the slot. Just leave it there to dangle for a minute. Put your spool on the spool pin. Go into the same thread guide here and down between the discs of the tension assembly and bring it all the way around. Make sure you don't get caught in this other thread guide over here. But bring your thread all the way around until you can pick up the little check spring at the top. It's this little thin spring, a little bit thinner than your average paper clip. Now you go under that big thread guide here and up to your take-up lever, the thing that goes up and down while you're sewing. Through there, through the take-up lever and down to the thread guide on the faceplate. Right here. And go into this thread guide here and down to your needle and thread from the outside towards the inside, from the left towards the right. And now, holding that thread loosely, turn your hand wheel toward you one full revolution. The needle will take the thread down where the hook will pick it up, wrap it around the bobbin, and bring up your lower thread. There it is, there's your lower thread. Now you can close your slide plate, put the thread between the toes of the presser foot towards the back of the machine, and you are ready to sew. This is your upper tension. Average, your setting for average fabric and thread is at right around 3. If you're sewing something heavy duty, you may need to turn it up to 3.5, maybe 4, but just a little bit, turn it up for more tension. If you're sewing something delicate, you may want to turn it down to 2.5, maybe even down to 2. But again, just a little bit, don't go too far. This is the pressure on your sewing foot. You want just enough pressure to move your fabric along with authority without overdue pressure, which can mess with the straightness of your stitch, and also it can mar delicate fabric. This is your stitch length, depending on how big you want your stitches to be. Right around 12 is your average. It's 12 stitches per inch. And that's a good average stitch length for regular thread and fabric. I'm going to sew some heavy duty Carhartt fabric, so I'm going to take the stitch length up to about 10 stitches per inch. I guess that's take it down to 10 stitches per inch. But that's less stitches per inch, so that each stitch is longer. Your bobbin winder you've seen, your hand crank, when you want to put it away, yours will probably have a little button to pull out, a little spring-loaded button to release the handle, so the handle can be out of the way of your lid. But for sewing, you want it up like that. And I believe that is all of the controls on this machine. Oh, you know what? I didn't mention when you thread the machine, when you thread for bobbin winding, you go in from the back into the bottom notch, around and up into the upper notch. And then there's another thread guide here at the top. There's a notch here and a notch at the top. And I didn't do that on that last bobbin wind, so my apologies for that. But After you go through the tension slash thread guide, go into the notch down here and the notch at the top of the guide. So, without any further ado, let us sew. Lower your presser foot onto the fabric using the lever on the back of the machine. It's a good idea to hold your threads for the first stitch or two. Then turn the hand crank away from you in a clockwise direction. You can sew fast or you can sew slow, depending on how complex of a pattern you're sewing. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a nice even looking stitch. Looks like you could use even a little more tension at the top. Looks slightly loose on the bottom. I'm going to go in for a longer stitch too. Go down to about 8 stitches per inch. Yeah, a little better on the bottom. I'll turn it back and leave it on 3 because you're probably not going to be sewing this heavy of a denim. Or maybe that's duck. It's from a heavy duty pair of Carhartt logger jeans. That's it. That's your machine. As I said, I'll put your hand crank on it when it comes, and the base, there won't be any charge for the base. It was just an old dried up crusty thing that I polished up a little bit. The pieces of the case, it's a round top case. The top is going to look like that. But right now, the top looks like this. This was an old case top that I had that disintegrated in the weather. That old high glue loosens up real swift in the damp. But if you're a handy woodworker, or you know somebody who is, that needs to be re-glued together, and then a piece of thin plywood bent over it and attached, steam bent probably, so you don't crack the plywood. And there's the other piece, the other end is there as well, and it's got the latches from both ends, and there are a couple of side rails. Anyway, there's pieces for another case top if you want to make one, or you can just keep an eye on eBay and sooner or later one will turn up. This is slightly shorter than the average bentwood top, because it's made for the 40, the 99, or the model 27, which is another shorty, but that's the old style with the bullet-shaped bobbin. Goes back and forth this way, but same size base. And that's about it. That's your final test and tutorial. And you may already know all of this. This might be old information to you, but it's there if you need it. And this has been a fun project. I hope that you love her as much as we do.